Person's personality, because they believe that they need you for approval and love, they will begin doing what's called matching and mirroring of you. Now, if you've ever studied borderline personality disorder, one of the most shocking things about dating someone with BPD is that you thought that you knew that person within the relationship, and their personality will change dramatically as soon as you break up. I have seen it to where it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I mean, it is crazy. It looks like the person has become satanically possessed or something like that, because what happens is the person who you thought you knew within the relationship, they were matching and mirroring you the whole time. This sounds crazy what I'm saying, but if you actually look up borderline personality disorder or BPD, matching and mirroring, you can read huge articles about this. People who unfortunately suffer from BPD will talk about why they do it, and how they didn't even know that they're doing it. Later they realize they're doing it, and how they're trying to stop doing it, because it's kind of weird. A lot of times people with BPD actually don't have a core sense of self, and so they're continually adapting to who's around them. Now, the BPD example, that's very, very extreme, but it still goes for just about anybody. BPD, borderline personality disorder, is just an extreme version of that. You could look this stuff up. It's pretty crazy. People with BPD have an intense fear of abandonment, and so what happens is that that whole oxygen effect gets magnified even more so, to the point, and combine that they don't have a core sense of self due to childhood trauma, and you can see why it's a soup for the person being a complete chameleon. You have no idea who you're interacting with. By the way, craziest point about BPD, the reason it shocks people so much when they date a borderline is because they feel like they're dating their soulmate, because they've been match and mirror. Then the person bounces out later, and then their personality completely changes, and it shocks the person that they're dating, and the person winds up traumatized for years. It's like this super crazy thing. So that BPD effect, which you can go research, like, don't even take my word on this, just go research it. That same effect, really though, perhaps less so, but it's still very, very real for just about anybody when they are in a state of lack, because what they're doing is they're often matching and mirroring you. Okay, so they are altering their personality to get something from you. Now, this might sound shocking to you, but again, let's say that you have a female friend who's super duper hot, and then she had this male friend that she thought was her friend, but really he wanted to hook up with her the whole time, and then he's doing all these nice things for her, he's buying her dinners and so on and so forth, and then later, you know, he kind of comes out with it, I love you, I want to be your man, and you're you know, the person you're dating is a jerk. And then she's in tears saying, I thought he was my friend. I thought he was my friend. And you're kind of like laughing at her like, how did you possibly think that? Look at you, look at him. How did you think that? Well, this same effect, when you become more successful, is basically universal. Okay? And so that is why you've got to be aware that anybody who you're talking to, you don't know who that person is. You don't know what it is that they're thinking. You don't know what it is that they're feeling. You assume that that person is this particular way that they may have designed to match and mirror you. You believe that that person loves you or is your friend. You believe that that person has your back. You believe that that person is giving magnanimously to you as you may be to them, and so on and so forth. But they are not doing the same thing. And this usually comes to a head by the end of that relationship. You will see it in the way that they treat you after you've gotten out of that situation. You're just going to see it as clear as day, because if somebody really liked you and had empathy for you, they had real empathy or real love for you, that love wouldn't go away when you stopped interacting. It just wouldn't, right? They would be mad for a bit, and then they might